Previously on X-Men.
Well, boys, we finally did it.
What an episode.
I have worked up a sweat because that was such an intense. I got really physical on our latest episode that we just finished recording.
Seriously, I
crushed
didn't know you were that limber.
Yeah, I was doing cartwheels. It was a thing to behold.
I'm glad we put all of our best stuff into what would surely be our biggest episode ever. It's the most popular movie we've ever done.
Yeah, that X-Men movie, that episode, it's going to be fucking awesome.
Yeah. The stars really aligned this time. We got our whole hopes and dreams into this episode. We were at our funniest and wittiest and most insightful.
We recorded it live at one of Bryan Singer's pool parties.
Yeah,
he invited us. Again, we've been there before, so
we were beloved.
We weren't too starstruck, but it's always nice to get an invite from the singer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's all done edited. I'm just going to upload it here by clicking this.
Yeah, put it on the website.
Here. Yeah, we're going to put it up, and everybody's going to be able to listen. Attention, High and Low Studios. You're being attacked. You're being hacked.
What's going on?
What in God's name?
We are taking all of your data.
Let us upload this episode first, please.
The public will never see this episode.
Oh my God.
All of your data belongs to us.
I'm trying to click on the upload button, but it's not working. The hackers, they successfully got into the thing. Who are you?
You didn't say the magic word.
Why are you attacking us?
God damn it, no, please.
Why did we store our files on Hunter Biden's laptop?
Oh, God.
Why?
Hillary's email server.
I mean, I thought I could trust him.
We want Mark Maron, not us.
You will
He's
never
down
get the files back.
What if we pay you money? Can we get the files back then? Is this an extortion scheme?
The episode was too powerful to be released to the public. It would have shattered minds and perceptions of the world.
I mean, that's undeniable.
Well, I guess he's gone and he's got it.
Yeah, I guess we're just going to have to do an episode on the X-Men live after not having watched the movie for like a month with no notes in front of us.
I can't believe a hacker stole our greatest high and low episode, and now the public will never get to hear the good version of the episode, and they'll have to listen to this cheap imitation knockoff version that we're about to do.
It's really, I feel bad for anybody who's going to go through it, but boys, here we go.
Welcome everybody to High and Low, a podcast about talking picture shows.
We do films that are corny, some that are horny, some that win Academy Award.
Doing all kind of movies from all kinds of genres, serving hot takes like plates of lasagna.
Before we get going, a warning to you, you might hear some talk that's a little blue.
We sometimes cuss and we sometimes curse. We like to do it off the cuff and don't rehearse.
Now, if this sounds like your kind of show,
Tune in,
Drop out,
this is High and Low.
Oh, welcome back to the High and Low Movie Show. This is a podcast where we take a pair of thematically connected movies and compare them and talk about them. This week, we're doing our high again on 2000's 1999's X-Men, directed by Bryan Singer, close personal friend.
This is the movie that launched it all, kind of the start of the MCU craze. You've got all the greats, all the great X-Mans.
Yeah, and then we're going to be comparing it to Nightbreed next time. So what's the theme? It's mutant people who want to, with a heart of gold.
It's people that the world hates and fears, but who have a heart of gold and like to help society.
You've been feeling down about yourself lately, Mitch?
Even a disgusting freak like me can do good in the world.
Well, we're going to see. So yeah.
I'm Luke.
Oh, I'm Vonn.
And I'm Mitchell.
2000's X-Men. Have you guys seen this movie before?
Oh, yeah. I'm a pro at this movie.
Before a month ago?
Yeah.
About a month ago, and then probably about 10 times before then.
Probably one of my all-time most watched in the theaters movies. I was the right age when this hit. Grew up with the 90s X-Men cartoons, so was really into them. And then this movie came out, and it was kind of the first comic book movie that was good. There'd been some comic book movies, like the Captain America movie and whatnot, but they had always had that kind of shitty luster to them.
I guess Blade was pretty good.
Blade was pretty good.
Yeah.
But, I didn't even know that was a comic book movie.
Dolph
like,
Lundgren Punisher. That's not.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun. Yeah, I definitely saw this in the theater with
they're
my
all good.
sister and some of her friends, and I was a big fan of the cartoon. And as we were walking out, I was just like, "No, you don't get that joke. That joke, yellow spandex. Wolverine wears yellow spandex in the comic. Why did we bring your brother?"
You didn't even have Google
Can't
images.
believe I let him finger bang me.
Memories, though. Yeah. So directed by Bryan Singer, noted scumbag. He's in the dungeon as we speak.
Yeah.
Right from the pool party, we brought him over here. He's like, "Brian, you got to check it out. You're gonna love the place."
They put him in the Hollywood dungeon for
Yeah.
his depraved crimes.
We're not letting him out.
No, he's in safe custody.
Rest easy, listeners.
X-Men. It opens in in Auschwitz, 1944. All these Nazis are shuffling this family into a concentration camp. And
Yeah. I watched this movie with my kid, and he'd never seen X-Men or anything before, so he didn't know really what it was all about.
He had some
And he's-
hard-hitting questions.
he's seen lots of Nazis, though.
He's like, why are all these people going into jail? What did they do? Why are they taking that kid away from his parents? And I'm like, oh my God. I have to explain the Holocaust to a 4-year-old now.
Like
Let
that-
me tell you how awful humans can be to each other.
Yeah, that kid didn't do his chores. That's why he's being taken away by the Nazis.
He ate 2 cookies instead of just 1 like his parents told him to.
Pretty
Yeah.
fucking upsetting.
Wee little Eric Lenscher, he's like, 8 years old, 10 years old, something like that. He's getting shuffled through, gets separated, and he starts just losing it. The sound design in this movie is where Magneto's powers, like, they look kind of cool, but they sound super cool. You can hear all the metal twisting and reconforming, contorting.
They do a lot of that kind of stuff to make the mutants' powers a little cooler in this movie.
They could have done a bit more with, like, Storm, probably.
Storm's
Yeah.
powers are better in the sequels, which I've watched since we've recorded this episode originally.
Did you make it all the way through?
No, I just watched the 2 and 3.
Storm is technically an Omega class mutant. Her abilities, if you think about it, she can like basically power a nation with like she can make rain to make crops grow. She can change a nation's fortunes just by living there, basically. But you never really get into that in the
She
movie.
just sits around in the mansion doing not much.
Yeah.
Like, she could be like, helping farmers in Africa.
She teaches Roman history.
Like she can fly. a lot
bullshit.
of people can fly. Her flying's a little lame always because it's like a wind carrying her.
Well, doesn't she shoot tornadoes out of her palms?
I don't.
Maybe not in the movie, but I seem to remember she sort of like flies around with the use of
I
tornado
think the
in the
wind
cartoons.
comes from down below.
Oh.
Oh,
Wind comes from the land down under.
the minge.
Yeah.
Storm farts and it makes big thunder.
She queefs tornadoes out at everybody.
Oh, that both sides.
Interesting.
I thought it was a fart-powered tornado.
Yeah, that's the
No, her
curse.
asshole shoots fireballs.
Oh my God, is she like related to William Wallace?
Yeah.
curse of being a
Shoots
mutant.
fireballs out her arse.
Lightning out of her eyes.
Freedom.
She does kind of have lightning. No, she has white eyes. They gloss
Yeah,
over
that's
white.
cool. They show that in this movie,
Like a
where
doll's
she uses
eyes.
her powers at one point. She gets the white eyes.
Yesterday, my kid, he comes into my room just out of nowhere, and he's like, got his eyes rolled up in his head, and he's like, "Look at me, I'm Storm." I'm like, sweet.
Yeah, my daughter calls him creepy eyes. She just walks around and she's like, "Look at these creepy eyes," and she'll roll her eyes back like the Undertaker.
Cool.
These Nazis club Eric over the face and knock him out. They look, and the wrought iron fence has just been twisted to shit.
It's Magneto's origin story. You see his boyhood. This is why he is where he is on this political spectrum between him and Professor X. Because Magneto, you can see his viewpoint.
Magneto is an anti-fascist, and Professor X is a fucking liberal.
He's a lapdog,
weak-kneed
yeah.
fucking liberal.
He's like, we must accommodate this Mutant Registration Act. No, Magneto's not having any of it. Yeah, the comparison that's always made is that Professor X is Martin Luther King Jr. and Magneto is Malcolm X.
Yeah, but MLK was a socialist. Professor Xavier's and Beast later on in the series. I mean, these are fucking technocratic liberals.
Beast becomes like a senator or something.
I don't care what happens to the rest of the mutants, Eric. I'm living in my mansion in Westchester.
Fuck you. Bye, Eric.
I keep a hyperjet in my basketball court.
I can't hear you over the elevator that goes up to my bedroom. Bye.
That definitely is one thing that kept occurring to me through this, is just how obscenely wealthy Professor X must be. Like, this is more than Batman levels of wealth. The access to the technology that he has here. He's got like a custom stealth jet.
Yeah.
I guess Batman has that.
Batman's pretty opulent with his tech and gadgets.
Yeah, but you always knew how Batman got his money.
Batman's more of a diva. He's got an extensive wardrobe. Professor X, he just kind of always wears the same suit.
Yeah.
Well, that's a poker game I wouldn't want to be sitting at.
Professor
Batman
X's.
and Professor X, but also, yeah, you're not beating Professor X.
Well,
at
just
poker.
reading your
And
mind.
Daredevil too. He can hear the cards. He can hear what cards you
Yeah,
have.
he always
Oh,
had
wow.
fucked up powers like that.
Well, you
And then you wouldn't want to beat Gambit either.
no,
You
because
don't know
he's
what he's
liable to
gonna
just
do.
blow the whole card table up
Yeah.
with his kinetic energy powers.
Don't play cards with mutants. They're dangerous.
Yeah,
Are you dealing from the bottom of the deck, mon ami?
Corb Lund wrote a song about that.
Yeah.
Don't play cards with mutants. They're dangerous. All right.
Try that in a small town. We'll run your mutant asses out.
Next is the Rogue introduction.
Yeah, so we go to Meridian, Mississippi.
Teenage Southern gal. She's got this big road trip planned out. She's going to go all across North America on this trip to the Rockies. She's explaining it to her boyfriend who's in bed, like looking at her.
Yeah.
Anna Paquin not really taking the Mississippi accent for a walk.
No.
She's from New Zealand.
Yeah.
She could have leaned into it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
She's a very good actor.
Yeah, I think she's quite good in this too.
Oh, she was born in Winnipeg.
Oh yeah.
What is that, a lottery for pirates?
So yeah, she's telling her grand ambitions. She wants to go all the way up to Alaska after high school, before college. Now,
First, she's got to do some hard French with
Big
her
time.
boyfriend. All this talk of traveling's turned them on, and they're both super horny. So they get into bed together and start doing hard French.
No more dry humping.
what is it? Wedding? They're going all the way.
Yeah.
Wedding?
Yeah, isn't that where you just like get a boner and leave it in, or soak it?
Soaking. Yeah.
I'm wedding.
The Mormon thing.
We're doing more than soaking tonight.
Ugh.
I used to get her confused a lot with from Natural Born Killers, Juliette Lewis. We're soaking tonight, you stupid bitch.
They're both a little quirky. I could see it.
They have a big smooch, and she starts sucking all his energy out, and he like goes.
Energy, okay.
Babe, my energy. That's why sports coaches don't let you make love the night before a big game.
I can't lose.
Yeah.
My aura's been lessened.
You have to practice nut retention. That's how we do the podcast, right, guys?
Yeah, exactly.
Haven't had a nut in over a year.
Yeah, it's been like an
Don't-
hour before the podcast starts. No nutting.
Yeah.
That's my rule.
That's your window.
yeah, hard rule.
Mine's just not during the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I get up from the table, you might notice
Yeah.
this, sneak into the bathroom.
Yeah.
I'm not nutting in the studio.
Well, sometimes what happens on the podcast is so exciting and engrossing that it can't be helped.
So this guy, he's in a coma. Rogue is screaming bloody murder. Smash cut to Senator Kelly giving a speech about the Mutant Registration Act in Congress.
Yeah. Played by Bruce Davidson, I think.
Yeah.
Bruce Davison. Yeah.
He's really good in this. He's a great villain. He's the real villain in this movie, not Magneto. This Senator Kelly.
Really want to punch him in the face. He's got
Yeah.
a supremely punchable face.
Super smug politician.
Yeah, arrogant.
Yeah, who'll say whatever he needs to say, and he's got an agenda, a racist agenda, where he's going after the mutants.
He thinks mutants are dangerous.
Yeah.
What's to stop him from walking in through the walls of the White House?
I heard there's one mutant who can just walk right into a bank vault.
What's to stop her from walking into your rooms, ladies and gentlemen?
Or the White House?
Yeah.
Or your houses?
Or your girl's restroom.
You think a sign on a door means anything to a mutant?
Do you want some mutant with gills and flippers?
Yeah.
So yeah,
Swimming against your daughter?
the whole like state oppression
Some freak.
of a mutant allegory is always, it's evergreen. It's always some oppressed people. Jean Grey, she's giving this speech here, and she's just getting picked apart by Senator Kelly. And he's like, I hear there's even some mutants powerful enough they could read minds. The camera pans around.
She's like,
I hate it. She walks right into a line from him here where, what about driving cars?
Yeah,
And
it's like, we don't we have a license to, we shouldn't license people.
Yeah. She's like, well, even driving cars can be dangerous. And he's like, well, we do license people to drive cars. And he's like, oh, yeah, that's like the one example that you probably shouldn't have used, Gene.
real gotcha.
Yeah.
Famke Janssen here, looking really hot with glasses on.
Welcome back. Just on our Rounders episode
And
previously.
it does bear mentioning that David Hayter wrote this movie, who is Solid Snake. He wrote the first couple X-Men movies.
Dummy thick, Solid Snake.
Dummy
Yeah,
thick.
dummy thick. I'm dummy thick, and the clap of my ass cheeks is setting off the alarms. Classic.
Dummy thick.
What's that sound? He can project his ass cheek clapping across the room.
To distract a
He's
guard.
an ass ventriloquist.
Oh, there's nobody clapping ass in this corner. I'm behind you.
He's all around.
Snaps your neck.
With his ass cheeks.
Dummy thick.
Where's it coming from? There's asses clapping all around me.
That's his mutant power.
All these boxes are clapping ass. So it's revealed that Professor X is in the audience. He's in attendance, and he looks over. He's a little disturbed by what he's seeing, and he sees a shadowy, cloaked figure leaving the auditorium. So he rolls out, and who's there but Magneto, played by Ian Mckellen, all grown up. He's a man now.
They're always playing a little game of chess, cat and mouse with each other, where Professor X is poking around in his head, and Magneto's like, "What are you looking for in there, my dear old friend?"
The same thing I'm always look for, old friend. Hope.
Like, I will bring you hope, and storms off with his
All I ask
flapping.
is that you stay out of my way.
We are the future, Charles.
Not them.
So both these guys, obviously, huge careers. They're so young here. They're like little babies.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't say they're young. They're fully grandfather age.
I mean, they're these guys
Which,
who
like,
are,
so are we, but
they're in an age range where they've always been old men to me. So they've just continued to be old men. They were old men when I was young, and they're still old men. So I just...
Yeah, but then you like pop on Dune from 1980, like
Yeah.
David Lynch's Dune. It's like, holy shit, Patrick Stewart's like 25 years old.
Or the Next Generation, early seasons. You're like, good God. I thought he was ancient because he didn't have hair, but now I see he was actually a young man.
Now you see the
now I don't
pain
have
of not
hair.
having hair.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart was in Excalibur, was one of his first film roles.
Oh.
John Borman, 1981.
Yeah, and both
He
these
looks
guys,
the same pretty much in that as he does in this.
They're also great, like, foils
Which was
for
only
each
20
other.
years before this, really, if you think about it. And now this movie's 25 years old.
Yeah.
They're both British actors, both Royal Shakespeare guys. They're good matches for each other, good scene
both-
partners for each other.
They have such gravitas, both of them.
Yeah.
Like, neither one of them is stealing anything from anybody
yeah.
else. They can hold their own against each other.
Like, if you need somebody to play something that on paper sounds silly, like in this role, you're going to play the bad guy. You're a mutant who can bend metal with your mind, or, you're going to be a wizard. Like, on paper, that...
Now, you realize that I am not, in fact, a mutant who can bend metal. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That Ricky Gervais extras bit where Ian McKellen's giving teaching or
So
acting
I
lessons.
pretended I could bend metal.
How do I act so? You see, I'm not really a wizard. I just pretend to be.
I've seen Ian McKellen's like acting classes and stuff, and that's basically exactly what they are.
I love Michael Caine's acting classes. They've been popping up on my YouTube shorts lately, and he actually gives some stuff. You're like, holy shit, that really works. Where he's like, now when you're being powerful, you don't blink. And when you're being submissive and meek, then you blink a lot when you're talking. And now it's like, holy shit, yeah, that actually really works. That's a good little technique there, Michael
They
Caine.
got some little techniques. Yeah.
Special technique. Now we cut away to northern Alberta.
Rogues on the
Our
run.
home.
Yeah, exactly. This is again
And native land.
Both these movies, Nightbreed and X-Men, have this little Canada, Edmonton, Alberta sort of connection going on.
Yeah, that was a
through
pleasant
these.
surprise.
Yeah.
But yeah, Wolverine is he's a Canadian superhero, and he's one of the coolest superheroes.
Yeah.
So we got one.
Yeah, he lived in an igloo in Canada, as we do.
Yeah, that's
He has 47 words for snow
Yeah.
and only one for goodbye.
But yeah, Rogue's on her beautiful road trip that she had planned, but it's like a twisted version. She's all poor, and she's in with this trucker, and he takes her to some shitty like
Dawson City.
Yeah,
Was she looking for Professor X's mansion? Where was she going?
I think she was just making her way to
Yeah.
Alaska like she wanted to, and she was just gonna.
Why Alaska?
I think she just ran away from home.
That was where she wanted to go when she was planning her road trip.
That was her thing. She had this big mural painted on her wall that was showing like, I want to
had
go to the
thumbtacks.
Rockies and feed a grizzly bear some salmon, and then I
Yeah.
want to go to Alaska and catch a moose.
It's pretty good. Like you're seeing a lot of different parts of you're seeing a lot of different land types and everything. If you're going from Mississippi to Alaska,
Yeah.
that'd be a pretty awesome road trip. I thought you were taking me to Dawson City. This is Dawson City.
It just looks like an ice skating rink is basically what the town is.
Yep.
That's just like with a bar built into it.
Yeah, and a lot of northern towns are like that, where you just kind of have these large structures, a few large structures.
Oh, yeah.
They're not big communities.
It's like a shack for truckers to stop at on their their ice road trucking routes. Yeah.
This is one of my all-time favorite character introductions. So inside this bar, it's a rowdy atmosphere. There's cage fighting going on, and oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, in all my years, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Are you gonna let this guy walk away with your money? the Wolverine. And Hugh Jackman's all
He's
beat to
pretty
shit in the back.
badass. He's looking good. He's looking lean and muscular
And young.
And this is just like such a great activity.
It's like the least muscular he ever looks playing this role. Because famously, he found out about it like 2 weeks before, and he's a former PE teacher, gym teacher, so he's in pretty good shape anyways.
Yeah, he's fit.
He's a singer, dancer.
No, he was still like in his 20s or 30s here. He didn't need to like pump himself full of horse hormones or whatever he's doing. I ate 17 chickens every day for 6 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Live ones.
No steroids.
I make them all lay 2 eggs for me first. So I ate 34 eggs.
Eggs and rice.
Not quite 3 dozen.
I unhinge me jaw like this, and the chickens just drop in.
It's like a Burmese python, mate. You ever seen one of those?
Yeah. Well, that's what Rocky does, right? He just puts the eggs in a blender and down the hatch.
He doesn't put them in a blender. He just drinks them raw.
Oh, yeah.
Now, why would you blend them? Then they get all creamy and frothy.
And more liquid, too. You can swallow a yolk,
You can
no
make
problem.
a meringue.
So Wolverine, he's cage fighting. This big, bald fuck. He's like, I'll fight him. And they step in, and guy's like, no, remember, don't hit him in the balls. I thought you said anything goes. Anything goes, but if you hit him in the balls, he's going to take it personal.
Yeah, this guy gets a couple good whacks in on Wolverine, but it's all just, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Wolverine just catches his punch mid-punch, and their punches punch each other in the air.
Cool metal sound effect. Again, cool sounds, cool sound design in this movie.
Yeah. Gives him a headbutt. Clank.
Yeah,
Big metal clank.
Sounds like an aluminum bat bashing some guy up the head.
Knocks him the hell out.
Yeah, the Wolverine.
Wins the cash.
So
Fighting
he
for
kicks
cash.
the guys. Yes, he fucking wins them. Rogue's sitting at the bar. There's a tip jar that says "Tipping is not a city in China."
Yeah. The old barman.
That's a good one.
Sees her eyeing it. He's like, see something like you like, you're gonna stick to water. Moves the tip jar out of her sight.
Yeah, Wolverine pulls up next to her. They kind of eye each other up, side-eye each other a little bit. Like Wolverine can probably smell that she's a mutant and she's just terrified, not really trusting of...
We get a little hint of what's going on in the world on the TV here. A little news report pops up. All the world leaders in the entire world are soon going to be gathering at Liberty Island, where the Statue of Liberty is, to have a big conference.
Ellis Island, I think.
Ellis Island.
It's a...
Same thing.
This movie does that really
next to
well.
it.
There's lots of exposition, but I think it handles it all pretty deftly. It's just through, Senate hearings and news blips and Professor X.
Yeah, and you could go into this movie blind and still enjoy it. Like, you could not know a single thing about the X-Men.
Yeah,
like
they
my
tell you-
kid did. He just like, what's their deal? What's his deal? What's going on? And like the movie just unfolds. I'm like, just watch. You actually don't need to like know everything going in.
And they do a great job just explaining it all.
Yeah, they
Like-
explain it all.
Yeah.
There's actually a great mystery to this plot that kind of unravels as the movie goes along.
Yeah, so this big bald fuck that Wolverine just pummeled comes up behind him and is like, you owe me some money. I know what you are. Like, nobody takes a beating like that without a mark to show for it.
You lost your money. You want to do something else, you better walk away right now.
He pulls his shotgun out, and out come the claws, and he fucking hacks that thing down to a sawed off.
Yeah.
Wolverine's got his claws. He's doing this weird pose because he's got like the fighter guy locked between his claws. Then he's also got his claws on the barkeep guy behind him, and so he's doing like this weird stance where he's got like his arms in front and behind him.
He's got the one claw. He's got 2 of the claws out, and the guy's throat is in between, and the third one's slowly coming out the middle knuckles and goes right up to his throat. It looks so cool. They did a great job with Wolverine's claws in this.
I wouldn't want to get stabbed by those things.
No, and they look like big and sharp and dangerous.
Yeah.
Like in the comics and the cartoons, they don't really have like
They're a little
that
more
weight to them
pokey.
that they have in the movie.
No, they look like big knives in this.
It's sweet. So yeah, he takes off. He has
Who would win in a fight? Freddy Krueger, Edward Scissorhands, Wolverine.
Definitely Wolverine. Wolverine would kick their ass.
I'm your worst nightmare, bub.
Yeah. Freddy,
Edward Scissorhands would fix his haircut.
Wolverine might
Yep.
keep him around. He needs a good barber.
That's part of Wolverine's healing powers, though, is his hair always grows back to that same shape. No matter he tries to shave his head, it just in a day it grows back to that shape. It's weird.
I like that his hair also matches his little eye things on his mask when he's got his mask on.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have to make his hair the exact same profile as that thing, but it's a great choice.
Yeah. In his first appearance, you didn't see him without his mask. You just saw him with his mask on fighting Hulk.
That was that was Alpha Force? That was the team he was a part of?
That was an issue of the Incredible Hulk he appeared in, where I think he was like just a mercenary. They didn't know he was a mutant yet even. They were just like, here's a guy with knife hands that has come to fight the Hulk.
Okay. All right, so Wolverine, he's moseying along. He's got his camper. He's got a little motorcycle and a trailer behind it. He hears some rattling in the back, pulls over. Rogue's stowed away in his trailer. The hell you doing? And, she wants to tag along. He tells her to fuck off.
Yeah. Eventually, he's driving off, and she's like a puppy dog crying in the background, and he pulls over. He's a mutant. He's got a heart of gold. He's like a trucker.
Who could throw a puppy dog out of a car and keep driving?
Yeah.
Some sort of super villain.
Foreshadow.
So yeah, they get in. They start talking a little bit. You got anything to eat? And Logan pulls out some beef jerky, like gas station beef jerky, and she starts just fucking tearing into it.
Yeah, he notices she's cold, and he goes to put her hands on the heater, and she kind of jerks away.
Not gonna hurt you, kid.
Yeah, it's a little cute moment. They've got a little bond going on throughout most of this movie.
Yeah, so they're chatting, and then a tree falls down in front of the truck, and Wolverine just gets launched out. They're just like in the middle
He
of...
tells her to buckle up, and then he goes flying out the windshield a moment later. It's pretty awesome looking.
It's funny. He skids like a good 20, 30 feet down the snow.
It's a comedy shot for sure. It just shows him like sliding from one end of the frame to the other, just bonking into some ground.
Yeah. So that she sees the road rash heal up quick on him. Out comes fucking Sabretooth.
Yeah, just jumps right out of the trees.
Yeah.
These two got something going on, Wolverine and Sabretooth.
So is Sabretooth hundreds of years old too, or?
He's got like a shared origin with Wolverine of some kind.
Does he have an adamantium skeleton?
No.
he
gets it later, I think.
At various points, he's had one.
But is he healing? Because it seems he's strong. He's big and strong. Stronger than Wolverine.
I think he also has a healing factor.
Birdie.
And like,
Yeah, boss. You guys,
Yeah.
Marvel versus Capcom.
Yeah, Birdie was part of his thing for a while there. They had a shared origin. He also, like, Sabretooth first appeared in Spider-Man, and he wasn't a mutant yet. He was just, like, some big assassin guy. And then later on, these characters were repurposed as, like, well, we need a guy for X-Men. Let's take Sabretooth. And then they're like, Sabretooth and Wolverine kind of have the same powers. Like, they're both kind of beast men.
That's
Why
so
don't we,
cool.
like, hint at them having a shared origin? For a while, there was rumors that he was Wolverine's father.
Just leafing through a big file full of characters that you have. It's like, well, this would, like, just mixing and matching. That'd be a fun job.
Yeah, somebody needs to... X-Men need a villain now. Let's make this guy a mutant.
Yeah, that's the whole culture now. Is like,
Yeah.
can Optimus Prime fight Iron Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would have been a fun job in 2000. You're right. Now it's insufferable.
Optimus Prime versus Predator.
Can Homer Simpson fuck Lois Lane?
Oh,
What
yes,
about
he
Lois
can.
Griffin?
Peter.
Peter, I've got an adamantium skeleton, Peter. Hey, Lois, remember that time that I got taken away from my parents at Auschwitz?
So yeah, Sabretooth is walking up. Rogue is stuck in the truck. She can't unbuckle herself. Sabretooth is walking up to her. And then who appears behind him but Cyclops and Storm?
Oh, yeah.
It gets a little windy, so you know Storm's around.
Yeah.
They saved the day.
Close your legs, Storm.
Storm's blowing wind. Cyclops, he's blowing laser. He knocks Sabretooth into the back from whence he came into the woods.
Yeah. They rescue Storm and they fly away. No, they rescue Rogue and they fly away.
The wind just carries them all off to the X-Mansion.
Yeah, so Storm, Academy Award winner, Halle Berry. And Cyclops, that guy.
Yeah.
James Marsden.
Marsden, yeah. He's doing good.
He is. He's got those Sonic movies lately. He's funny in those.
He's going to be in an
on
X-Men
Westworld.
movie again right away here. The X-Men are now reabsorbed into the MCU. And
Didn't
they're
he
gonna
die?
I think it's like a slightly different timeline.
Yeah, they reset the timeline, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. So I didn't know they reset the timeline.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Isn't that
I wasn't
Days of
aware.
Future Past? I don't know.
Yeah,
who cares?
there's
Fuck.
that. Even like Deadpool versus Wolverine. Also,
Just bring him back. Like, who even cares?
yeah.
I don't even need an
Doesn't
explanation. Oh, Cyclops is in this one. Good.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be all
I
together.
love his lasers. He's the best at shooting lasers.
Yeah. So now we get a good our first glimpse of Magneto's secret lair. I like this. It's all decorated with metal. It's dark. It's in a cave somewhere. We don't really know where it is.
Sort of a brutalist place. Big metal chairs that he can just slide along and
I feel like he could have just made this place with his powers, hey?
Just crafted
Just
it.
go to like the scrapyard and pay them a few $100 and just like build a lair.
Magneto's powers are so cool.
They're so
awesome.
insanely overpowered.
Yeah.
If I could have anybody's powers, it'd be them.
Yeah, especially once you start thinking of the implications. Like he can fly because of the Earth's magnetosphere.
Like
Check out our
maybe Professor
core
X's
episode.
powers are more powerful, but like Magneto's are just way more utilitarian
Yeah.
and fun.
I guess Magneto was busy during the core.
And Magneto has the trump to Professor X, where he has a hat that he can wear that just like trumps Professor X's powers. So,
But as we'll see, Professor X is crafty and has ways to work around that.
Professor X must figure out how to remove Magneto's hat.
Can he do it?
Tune in next time.
Ba-da-da. So yeah, this is our first glimpse of the lair, and also our first glimpse of another person on Magneto's crew, which is Toad, played by
Yeah.
Ray Park, aka people most famously
I'm Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
I do karate.
Weren't
Yeah.
you supposed to bring someone back with you?
He's like a Hollywood martial artist guy. He does all these kind of stunty type roles. Toad in this is sort of the acrobat who does cartwheels.
He's the least cool. He's my least favorite out of Magneto's posse.
He's pretty effective though later on against the X-Men.
He is until he isn't.
Yeah.
He's good for a first strike. Then as soon as they're onto him, he's just taken out of the picture immediately.
You know, the thing that happens to him could happen to the same thing that happens to anyone else.
Here's our first glance as well at Sabretooth. He roars a lot.
Yes.
He has a lion's roar. Not a huge fan of that.
Yeah, Toad gets him with a little zing here. He's like, I thought you were supposed to bring the prisoner back.
Roar.
Yeah.
So he goes into Magneto's chamber, of course, adorned all with metal desk, metal chair. He's got those little Newton balls swinging back and forth. He's got his big old swinging balls ticking back and forth.
Mystique's hanging out. She's like she's the coolest special effects in this movie.
Rebecca
really.
Romaine.
Yeah.
So hot.
She's
the
got
fat kid.
She's so beautiful with her blue skin and her pokey thorns all over her. Yeah, she also when she transforms, it looks cool.
Yes.
She's something else. And these three first X-Men movies get so much play out of Mystique.
Yeah,
it's like the masks in Mission Impossible. It's like the reveal that just keeps on giving.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's actually Mystique.
Yeah.
And she moves really well. She's got an alien way of moving about her. I think Rebecca Romaine did a great job playing Mystique.
And then I never really liked where the franchise went with Mystique once it got into the prequels with the first classes.
Well, yeah, then you have somebody who turns into a superstar, and you just need to keep her around, and she can't be the bad guy. And
she's like the
Jennifer
main
Lawrence.
character in those movies, which none of these early movies laid the groundwork for that. That she had this long shared it, like, I'm actually the stepbrother of Professor X or whatever she is.
Mystique, it's okay. We're just siblings.
I never mentioned it in all. Yeah. Mystique, you're caught in the laundry machine.
So, yeah.
No, don't transform into Sabretooth. Say, wait a minute. Do that roar thing.
You've awoken something in me.
Put on the Katy Perry. Dress up like Sabretooth. So, yeah. Sabretooth marches up to Magneto's desk, puts Wolverine's dog tags on there, and he's like, they knew. All they know is that we have made the first move. And so that's all we hear. What's Magneto up to?
It's weird with Sabretooth and these and Wolverine because he actually tries to hide these dog tags and Magneto detects that he's got something hidden on his chest there and he pulls them off.
What's
Sabretooth
that metal?
is like,
That's
mine.
right. Yeah, he calls it over to him.
Yeah, and then Sabretooth is careful to snatch them off the table again. There's a thing. They've got a thing going on.
Yeah.
We don't know what exactly. and they never really explain it.
So now Wolverine lying on a slab. He's in a lab table. He's got covered it with ECG pads and got needles in his arm, like IV drips and all that.
He's in the bowels of the X-Mansion.
He doesn't know where he is, though.
No, he's confused and lost.
Sterile white lab. Where are you going? He wakes up just as Jean Grey is about to administer a shot. He realizes she's not a threat, and he runs off.
Professor X is playing those mind games.
Where are you going?
Yeah.
Over here.
Instead of just being like, wait, calm down, you're in my X-Mansion. He's like luring Logan into an elevator.
Come into the laundry room.
Yes, this way.
I'm stuck in the washing machine.
Psych.
Are you confused? Are you lost? This way.
Walk through that wall. Got you again, fucker.
Oh, that's not one of my powers. But yeah, Wolverine makes his way into this elevator that goes up into like the mansion proper, where he's like running through it's a beautiful mansion.
Oh, just wood everywhere.
Yeah, it's one of these things. It's like an old station wagon. It's covered in wood. It's a thing of beauty.
Wood floors.
Yeah,
Wood
roof.
framing. Wooden roof.
It's amazing.
It's Magneto-proof.
Yeah.
I have my own
was his
powers.
strategy.
I have my own tricks, Eric.
Everything is fit together with no nails.
So a school bell.
Ancient Japanese design.
What do they call that? Where
Dovetailed.
dovetails or tongue and grooves?
Oh, yeah.
So Magneto can't attack him, and neither can
Bro, I
ninjas.
gave it a tongue and groove.
I fucking sure did, buddy.
So then this
Gave my sister the tongue and stepsister.
Mystique. There's weird things in the comics where, like,
but she was dressed up as Sabretooth. It was that makes it totally fine.
like Mystique is Nightcrawler's mother in the comics, and also Rogue's
That tracks.
stepmother. But then I think they were also hinting at that she might actually be Nightcrawler's father for a while, because obviously she can shape change to different genders.
Rogue's stepmother?
Yeah, she adopted Rogue in the comics after Rogue kissed the boy and ran away from home.
So she can shape change to a man and make sperm.
Presumably get someone pregnant
She
as a
has
man.
functioning male sexual organs.
Yeah, so that's something to think about.
J.K. Rowling is furiously tweeting about this as we speak.
Yeah.
Sorry, Xing. She's Xing about it.
Yeah. She's venting her spleen.
So yeah, this bell rings. All these kids start running around. Logan hides. And then he bursts into this hidden door, because there are hidden doors everywhere. Mm-hmm. And Professor X, he's just in the middle of teaching an a quantum physics class.
Yeah. Fun little cameos in this scene. You get a little Jubilee hint. It's just an Asian girl wearing a yellow jacket. It's like, oh, Jubilee.
Jubilee's Asian?
Yeah. Yeah. She is, in fact, Asian. Her full name is...
I never considered that.
It's Jubilation Lee.
Oh.
So... yeah, and
I
Kitty Pryde.
I just bought an X-Men comic. They have an X-Men 97 comic. That was pretty cool.
Oh.
I've been reading it with the kid. And Jubilee's featured a lot in it, and I didn't think she was Asian.
Yeah, she
Didn't
was...
see her using chopsticks.
She was like a...
Yeah, were you expecting her to be drawn by Dr. Seuss or something?
Yeah, I didn't see her dressed up like a geisha.
She was a cool mall brat, like a mall rat kind of kid. She was kind of in the 90s cartoon, had the role that Rogue has in this a little bit, where she was sort of the surrogate for the audience who gets sucked into this new world of X-Men and kind of buddies with Wolverine in the comics. That was her role for a bit.
But alas, she's just a brief cameo in this movie.
Yeah.
But we love Jubilee.
Yeah,
We love Jubilations.
she'll be back.
Dinner theater. So yeah, now Logan gets to ask some questions. He's like, what the hell is going on here? And Professor X gives him a bit of a rundown.
We are the X-Men. This is Cyclops. We call him that because of his visor. And
Cyclops and Jean. And
So
come
it's
in.
exposition you want. Well, I'm just the man for it.
I'm a professor.
Professor X. The X is short for exposition. Professor
You see,
Exposition.
I was born wealthy. I was free to take a major in exposition. I didn't ever need to worry about money. Yeah, he gives him the rundown all about the X-Men and Magneto. He's like, we are the X-Men.
It's a safe place for mutants and children. And
There's a Charles Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters.
Anonymity, a mutant's greatest weapon against the meanies in the world.
He does say meanies. The real meanie pants.
They're always coming after us.
they say Neener, 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 and
Yeah, cats
you are a
got your
wiener. They kick sand on my face. So I formed this school.
I vowed no child would ever have to go through that again.
I could read their minds, and I knew they were going to do it before they did it, but
I read a man's mind, and he was calling me Baldy. Look at Baldy in the chair. What's Baldy's problem in the chair? Why is he looking at me?
Wolverine's not buying any of it. He's sneering at this. He's like, yeah, you know what? I think you are Baldy in the chair.
Yeah.
He's like Cyclops.
Cyclops.
Storm.
what do they call you? Wheels.
Jean Grey's like, I don't have a nickname. They just call me Jean Grey.
Now
For
Professor
some
X
reason.
reads his mind, and Patrick Stewart is such a good actor that he can make this look pretty cool, where he's looks like he's concentrating and squinting his eyes, and I believe that he's reading
Yeah.
his mind.
Can he do the scanners thing to people?
Or like blow their heads up.
Maybe on like a smaller scale, maybe not so violently, but
They
maybe
did that in The Boys. There's a mutant that has that power.
I don't think Professor X can make someone's head explode, but I think he could give them like a brain hemorrhage or a stroke if he wanted to.
he could make them jump off a bridge.
Yeah, true enough. He could make them jump into a furnace. Yeah. He doesn't need to do a scanners.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
Objection
Professor
sustained.
I'm just like spitballing ways to make his superpower more cinematic.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there's not
It's
much.
never very interesting
No,
watching him do it.
He puts on a helmet. That's him getting cinematic. He puts on
And he sees a bunch of lights.
This helmet makes my brain power even more brainy.
Yeah.
even brainier. So, but he does read Logan's mind, and he's like, what has it been? 15 years running around looking for answers, and
Yeah. This could just be like a cold reading, like, a shuckster psychic
like
does.
magicians do.
Yeah.
I'm getting a woman, her name starts with K. Karen, my next door neighbor when I was growing up? Yes.
I sense you are very frustrated with the world, Wolverine.
I sense you're confused.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's got me dead to rights.
Bub, nobody's ever had a read on me like that before.
I am a Scorpio.
Scorpio. So he's like, what is this place? And yeah, we get the rundown of the mansion.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet, pretty dope.
See the mutant kids playing basketball, teleporting around. Hey, no powers. See like the underbelly of the X Mansion. This is where all the blue hallways are that look identical, and they're sophisticated hangars with jets and medical labs.
And their leather jumpsuits.
Yeah.
Well, I like that it's all X-Men branded. Like when Wolverine was running around earlier, he just grabbed a hoodie and it's like X-Men logo hoodie.
This is for our secret missions. Yeah.
We do jogging for team building. Everybody needs to wear an X-Men hoodie.
By day, we are
Time
professors.
for trust fall, Logan.
You see all the mutants are training. Jean's using her brain powers to make discs fly.
Yeah,
and
Professor X-
Cyclops is shooting them.
He trains the mutants up.
Yeah.
I love seeing that, like just people using their mutant powers for everyday shit.
Yeah, like open a door.
Like Homer using a handgun to open a beer.
Yeah, change the TV
Or
channel.
like Iceman like chilling a drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I could really use Iceman in here right now. It's
Practical
hot.
ability.
I want my
Iceman-
drinks to be colder.
Iceman would be a good. I would be okay if I had Iceman's powers.
Oh man, we could play hockey in the backyard in the middle of summer.
all the time.
He's got a good one.
That'd be sweet.
He
Yeah.
was one of my favorite action figures as a kid, too. The Iceman action figure.
Well, yeah, he looks cool.
Yeah.
So now, Senator Kelly, he's being rushed off to his helicopter. He's worried about this upcoming vote. It's going to be close. Big ones always are. Mm-hmm. And they're flying. He's like, oh, these mutants. These people like these Jean Grey. I don't know what to do with them.
His assistant, Henry Gyrich, is in the plane with him, a character from the comics who's tied into all this anti-mutant stuff. And, Senator Kelly's got his calling in life going after mutants. He's pleased as punch to be going after them. And Henry Gyrich, his assistant, starts transforming in the helicopter into Mystique. And she's like, people like you are the reason I was afraid to go to school as a child.
Yeah, and then she knocks him out. She, kicks him
Gives
5
him
times, in
Some
the
good
face.
karate kicks.
Yeah.
Where did she learn MMA?
Chuck
Yeah.
Liddell.
That's her side
Chuck
power.
Liddell was her other stepbrother.
Liddell, Kimbo Slice.
Oh, Kimbo Slice, backyard fights.
Shit,
That
Chuck
guy
Liddell.
was a mutant.
I mean, if you any fighter in the UFC could actually just be Mystique in disguise. We don't know.
Oh yeah.
We don't know.
Any one of us could be Mystique.
Yeah, any
Yeah.
podcaster. So you just remember to take a good long look in all the stalls and all the bathrooms you go into.
The High and Low podcast just turned.
You never
into
know when you might find a podcaster in one of your bathrooms.
And,
Check under your daughter's bed. There could be a podcaster. Under
They're
there.
freaks. They're mutant freaks.
I'm sorry, gentlemen. I'm Luke Vonn. I'm afraid you're gonna have to put your blood in these containers, or I'll shoot you with my flamethrower.
Fair enough.
Uh-oh. Okay, so then Senator Kelly, it turns out they're flying off to Magneto's lab, so they bring him in there.
They get him good. Yeah.
Yeah. So then,
He's held in their lab.
Yeah, they turn him into a mutant.
yeah,
They
Yeah.
hook him up to this big dumb machine. And
Magneto
we
gives
see Toad there. I don't know if we mentioned Toad yet.
we talked about Toad.
Oh, okay.
He's everybody's favorite.
Magneto's like the cat who's got the canary. He's got the senator all tied up, and he gives a great villain speech where he's talking about, like, are you a God-fearing man, Senator? When I was a boy, I was taken, and I was in the Holocaust, and this happened, and that happened, and he wraps the whole thing up. He takes it for a walk, then he brings it around to, well, don't fear God, Senator, and don't fear me, not anymore. And he kind of goes up into this machine that he's been crafting in the background of these scenes that have happened.
Every single scene in the movie, if you look really close in the bottom right corner, there's just
Yeah.
Magneto tinkering away,
Somebody's got a
banging
wrench.
out sheet metal with a hammer.
Toad's welding a piece of metal. They've just been building this thing in the background, and it turns out it's a machine that we will learn turns human beings into mutants. Magneto can use his magnet power to power this machine, and it produces a great energy.
Great
that
energy.
radiates outward, enveloping Senator Kelly and turning him, making him all weak.
Yeah.
Make him in a goo, basically.
Yeah.
They turn him into like a goo man. You're not a human.
Yeah.
You're a goo man.
I'm a goo man being. I won't be treated like this.
I was just thinking, who's the gooeyest celebrity I could compare him to? And I was like, I don't know, Julio Iglesias.
Oh,
Steven
yeah.
Seagal.
Yeah.
Gooey. And then I
Giuliani.
I Googled it, and the AI overview gave me 3 names.
Is Giuliani
Melissa
one?
McCarthy. She's quite
Oh.
goofy.
Oh, goofy.
It also says Hugh Jackman, weirdly.
Gooey.
Often seen as a warm and friendly person.
Oh.
Some might perceive him as overly sentimental or goofy. And then here's the most interesting one. Don Cheadle. While known for his acting abilities, some might
Wow.
view his portrayal of kindness and compassion
As
as
gooey.
overly exaggerated or gooeyist.
Yeah, I think the AI has its own interpretation of gooey there.
Gooey.
Yeah.
Don Cheadle. He's known to be a good actor, but some might
He's
say
so
he's
gooey.
goo.
In some circles,
Yeah.
Don Cheadle.
he's more widely known for his gooiness than his
Yeah.
acting. I was just watching that House of Lies with Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle, the goo man, he acts.
Yeah. Love that quality in an actor.
I had no idea.
Love it when someone's gooey.
I love getting a little bit of Don Cheadle out of the fridge in the morning and spreading them on toast. It's really good. Even if you
put
got
some-
some avocado to go with it.
Oh, I was going to say some cinnamon too if you wanted to go for.
If you want to go the sweet route.
Yeah.
No, yeah. When I think of a gooey actor, I think of an actor who's somebody like a Rudy Giuliani. He's not an actor, but he looks like he's melting. And
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
like he
He's
looks
pretty
gooey. Yeah,
I think Steven Seagal these days is pretty gooey. He just looks like a big old blob.
man.
Yeah, he's kind of just held together by maybe a thin
His-
outer layer.
His kimonos.
Oh,
Yeah, the kimonos just hold them.
yeah.
All the goo in place into like something relatively human shaped.
I saw this funny interview with Stellan Skarsgård about Dune, the Dune makeup. It's like, well, how was acting Dune? Terrible. Sitting in a chair for over 10 hours, 5 hours for application.
Baron Harkonnen's gooey.
I was just covered in makeup. I couldn't even use the restroom. It would take them 2 hours to free my genitals.
I've always wondered, how is that not something that the costume designers think about? Like, you can't just slap it. Like, there should be an easy hatch to slide a tube in there so the actor can take a piss.
Yeah,
if they
give him a
need to.
catheter.
Yeah, exactly. At
He's
least,
gonna sit in that goo. He should be able to just pee.
yeah, jam something in there. If I were to pee in this black mineral goo tub, I would have got incurable UTI.
No, I actually hear that they put a chemical in those black mineral goo tubs where if you take a pee, it changes color. And then everybody knows that you took a pee in it.
I would be
Just a
so
shame.
embarrassed.
We don't trust those Europeans.
So
Swedish.
the Skarsgård, so hunky.
Senator Kelly, he pulls off his grand escape. It turns out his mutant powers that have been activated. I've actually got the novelization of this movie.
It's the goo.
And
This is how we got on the goo train.
His actual thing is that he's like...
He pulls a Don Cheadle and he squishes through the bars.
He's super adaptable. He can adapt to any situation. That's his thing. So he squishes through the bars and then he like turns into a seal in the water with like gills.
Yeah.
And
Ruins
kinda
a whole bunch of
swims.
people's day when he comes out naked with gills and
Is
all.
he like? Is it supposed to be more like Darwin?
Yes. Yeah, that kind of power.
where he adapts to any surroundings.
environment.
Super evolutionary powers, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he just emerges on the beach. There's like 1,000 families there having picnics and just scandalizes them all with his like weird mutant penis.
Gooey gill dick.
Yeah. Why didn't
Why Gill Dick again?
couldn't he have surfaced
just-
like on a stretch of beach where there wasn't a bunch of families?
Kids, come in for dinner. It's your favorite. Gooey Gill Dick. Some sort of like East Coast delight.
Boiled gooey gilded.
I'd say he's a turn of the century Catskills comedian. I'm Gooey Gildick.
Look at my dicky. Aw.
Oh, flying. So yeah, late night at the X mansion. Wolverine's, he's having his nightmares. He's a troubled young boy.
Yeah, he has PTSD.
Yuriko.
He's having nightmares of his Weapon X time, being trapped in a water tank, and
Lines drawn all over his body where his adamantium skeleton will be grafted to him.
and Rogue hears this virile guy grunting and groaning in a room over, and she goes to check it out, see what's up.
His virility really, yeah. It's an important factor.
He probably has mutant pheromones. They don't get into that in the movies, but I think it's goes without saying.
Yeah, she tries to wake him up, and he does the thing where he wakes up, and he's got the claws out, and he drives them right through her chest.
Yeah.
Every time I get woken up, keep the knife under my pillow.
Yeah.
Stabs are good. He freaks out here. It's
My kid knows to wake me up wearing body armor now.
smart.
Like those chainmail gloves that people wear when they make sandwiches at the grocery store.
Yeah.
So I just wake up and unload a full clip from a 9mm, reload as he's on the ground gasping for air.
I can't believe this midget attacked me.
Another
in the
magazine.
night. Yeah, he's got a good acting from Hugh Jackman here because he just essentially breaks down and totally freaks out. Like, there's nothing badass about his reaction in the scene. He's like, "Help! Somebody help me!" Just like screaming out into the mansion.
Yeah.
But he thought of it, right? He touched her. And
She touches his face and gives him the old energy suck.
Yeah, and
it
we
was him.
we
Yeah.
see the wounds on her back close up.
Yeah.
And so does everybody else in the school. All the other students have crowded around the
Yeah.
door.
Talk about embarrassing. This
Cyclops,
is like
Rogue, Jean Grey is there.
it's the dream you have where you're giving a presentation in class with no pants
Plants.
on. Plants. Gant. Gant.
I have 48 hours to get my gun back before I give a presentation in class.
Yeah, the entire school piles into this room to watch Rogue, this embarrassing scenario where she is caught in Wolverine's bedroom and they've been using powers after dark.
Yeah, and penetrating one another.
Yeah. There's been full penetrado.
So the next day, Rogue is sitting down for lunch by herself. Bobby comes up. We didn't really mention Bobby too much. He's Iceman. He was I also knew him from the Animorphs TV series and other stuff. He has a twin brother.
He's appeared recently in a video game.
He was in The Boys, too, as the Night Lantern. No,
Oh.
that guy who has fire.
Okay. Like a Green Lantern ripoff kind of guy?
No, he's a Pyro ripoff.
Oh, okay.
His name's like Nightlighter or something like that. Anyways, he sits down and tells Rogue that everybody's scared.
Yeah.
You never use your powers on another mutant.
Rogue, that's forbidden. There's secret wizarding rules around mutant powers where you must never use your mutant power. Like ape shall never kill ape from Planet of the Apes. Mutant shall never harm mutant.
Together, ape, strong.
Yeah. You are no ape, Rogue. Kicks her out of the pride.
Oh, Moon Eyes, Star Eyes.
Bright eyes.
Bright eyes. Right?
Old starry face.
We're sending you to see Dr. Zaius, Rogue.
Yeah. It's a ruse. We see Iceman flicks his eyes and they turn yellow. This is a little telltale sign that Mystique's out and about.
Yeah.
When the eyes flick yellow. She has poisoned Rogue's mind and gets her to leave.
And now she makes her way to poison Professor X's mind by tainting Cerebro. She pretends to be Professor X to get into his big Cerebro machine, which...
Yeah.
It's something that Magneto and Professor X worked on together. It amplifies Professor X's powers, so he can...
It's a big metal circle.
He can access pretty much everyone's mind on Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just like shows when he goes in there, the graphical representation is a bunch of like blue silhouettes of people all over the world that he can just kind of see simultaneously at once.
Yeah. I actually fucked up. Mystique doesn't poison it yet because after Rogue runs away, Professor X uses Cerebro to find Rogue at the train station, and then shortly after, Mystique poisons it.
Yeah,
so
it sneaks right in.
Rogue has run away. Logan takes Cyclops' motorcycle
Yeah.
to go check her out at the train station.
He loves stealing Scott's motorcycle.
So yeah, him and Cyclops have a thing, just like him and Sabretooth do.
It's good.
He just doesn't. They don't like each other.
I think
And he wants to fuck his girlfriend.
Well,
Yeah.
Famke Janssen.
yeah, but he's like a total scumbag in this movie, Wolverine. Like,
Yes.
every time he gets alone with Jean Grey, he's like, "Why don't I slip you my, my Logan sausage?" But he knows that she's dating Cyclops. Like, he's just like totally trying to. He's a scum.
It's a good pickup line. Hey, why don't I slip you my Logan?
Yeah, he's a Northern Canadian.
Oh, he's
guy.
a smooth operator.
He's like a
this
lumberjack. Yeah, he's a trucker.
Smooth operator.
I just came from cage fighting in Dawson City, lady. Don't expect a sonnet from me.
I smell awful. My healing factor doesn't let me use deodorant.
Yeah.
It just overpowers any deodorant immediately.
He's very uncomfortable exchanges with Jean Grey, but I always thought Scott and him they have a good back and forth where at one point Logan's hitting on Jean and then Scott walks in and Logan's like, "Aren't you going to tell me to stop hitting on your girl?" And Scott's like, "If I had to say that, she wouldn't be my girl."
Yeah.
And then they have a little back and forth, and Scott's like, "By the way, Logan, don't hit on my girl.
Stay away from my girl."
Yeah, it's kind of pithy and fun.
Yeah, but they have each other's back when the chips are down, when it counts.
We're mutants. We have to stick together.
So cut
Sticking
to...
together is what good mutants do.
I hate it when the mutants stick together.
I hate when mutants fight.
So now we're at the train station. Rogue is buying a ticket. We see a little Toad scamper up here, so we know something's amiss.
Dun, 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 dun.
And
Wolverine has gone to the train station.
yeah, he finds Rogue on the train.
Yeah.
Cyclops and Storm are looking around, trying to see if anybody's seen Rogue.
They show up shortly behind because I think this is where Wolverine has used the super speed power on the motorcycle to get to the train station before them, which was a trend in movies of this era. Like Men in Black had this. I'm sure a Batman might have had this.
Blade
where
had it, sort of.
You like flip a switch in your car and oops.
Yeah, and obviously Fast and Furious
Yeah,
was
the
where.
NOS.
Yeah, that's where. That's the culmination of everything. They've really perfected it. Yeah, so Logan sits down next to Rogue, kind of convinces her to give this Professor X guy another chance.
They have
talks
a
her
really
into running
good
away.
relationship.
They do. It's like a real brother-sister type of relationship.
They're both sort of runaway scamps.
Neither of them have a home, right?
Yeah.
Neither of them have had a place where they can just hunker down until they found the mansion there with the X-Men.
He breaks it down really well where he's like, there's not a lot of people. We're mutants. The world hates us. This Xavier guy actually seems like he wants to give us, help people like us and give us a shot. So what do you say we give these dorks another shot and go back?
Yeah. Meanwhile, at the ticket counter, Sabretooth comes barging through and just grabs Storm right by the throat. He's like, "Scream for me." It's real.
He's got a
creepy. He's
weird
creeper.
thing with her.
Yeah.
He's like, "I love you when you scream."
Cyclops sees what's happening. He's about to intervene, and then Toad rips Cyclops' visor off, and he just blows the whole fucking roof off of this place.
Yeah.
It's like
Are they
Skrillex is
Grand
headlining.
Central Station or some
Some
shit?
think so.
fancy
It-
train station.
Yeah, I don't know if all train stations look like that in New York, but it looks like it could be Grand
Looks
Central
like
with the
Grand
big
Central.
vaulted.
Right, it is in New York.
Yeah.
Quite opulent.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now all hell's broken loose. They're having a fight there, and on the train started going, and then it screeches to a halt. And Magneto comes flying in after he rips part of the train in half. And Wolverine has a standoff. He's going to fight for it. He's like, oh, what is that curious metal you've made? Does it run through your entire body? And he starts contorting Wolverine around. Hello.
Look, I gave you a boner.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
It's sort of the culmination of the mystery that's been running through this whole movie, where through this movie, you've been led to believe that Magneto is after Wolverine. And it kind of makes sense because you're like, okay, Wolverine's made of a weird metal and Magneto likes metal, so maybe there's a reason he's going after Wolverine. And then, he's actually been going after Rogue this whole time.
It's just a red herring.
Yeah, it made sense.
I'm sorry, Logan, I failed you. You were just a red herring, not the main plot.
That stuck out to me rewatching this, is that mystery actually does work for an initial viewing. Like, I could see, like, oh yeah, they actually lay the groundwork well. Like, it does seem like they're going after Wolverine, but it does make sense that they're going after Rogue.
This movie is well crafted. It's funny. It's got a punchy script. It really moves. It's a really well put together thing.
Yeah.
I really appreciated it watching it this last pass here. So yeah, now they're reconvening at the X Mansion. They're trying to figure out what Magneto's up to. What the hell is going on here? And then who comes darkening their door but old Blobby McBlob, the Goo Man himself, Don Cheadle.
It's me, the Blob. Famous
Senator
X-Men
Kelly,
villain.
right?
Yeah, Senator Kelly comes in and Jean Grey, Dr. Jean Grey, I need to see her, and he just collapses.
He needed help. He didn't know who else to turn to because he's become what he most hated, a mutant. So they take him down to their X lab in the basement and strap him to a table.
Do all sorts of torture and advanced interrogation.
Storm finds herself like in the room with him when he wakes up from his coma, and he's like, "Is somebody in here with me? I don't want to be alone right now." And he like vents on her, and he's like, "Oh, do you hate humans?" And she's like, "Sometimes." And he's kind of gross. He's like all gooey. He's a goo man.
You can like see he's all white and gooey, and you can see his blue veins through his pasty white skin.
She's like, "I don't want to touch you, although I know you need comforting."
But I am strangely attracted to you. No.
And then he explodes into goo.
Yeah, so before he explodes into goo, Professor X is able to read his mind and get a couple pieces of Magneto's puzzle.
Maybe Professor X might have made him explode into goo. We don't know.
He read his mind. He's like, I think you're goo now. Bye.
You're
Good
no
to
longer
go.
necessary.
See you later.
Nice to meet, goo.
Storm is traumatized.
There it is, Professor X. You said it in your head. It was the funniest thing you'll ever say.
I'll just simply plant it in everyone else's minds and make them find it.
Oh, God. Living with Professor X is like working with that annoying person in your office who's always just sending you unsolicited comics and cartoons.
Yeah. Check out this meme I saw on Instagram.
10,000 forwards in the subject line.
Like, in
I
reality,
don't need 42 TikToks a day directly fed into my brain. Thanks.
he probably just lives in a cardboard box, and just like anybody, he just plans like, yes, there's a mansion, and oh yes, you're staying in a very stately room, but everybody's just sleeping in like his shitty alley. And
what a
like, shit in
sinister
the
reveal
corner.
that would be. If this whole movie was just in the mind of a deluded Professor X.
What need have I for money with my mind palace?
So they find out that Magneto is working on a machine that turns people into mutants, and once again, there's another one of these news briefings going on about this big gathering at Ellis Island, and all of the most important people, every world leader in the world is going to be there. It's the biggest gathering of world leaders in the history of history.
But they never quite piece together. They're like, why would Magneto be building this device, and where would he possibly plan to use it? And they haven't quite pieced it together that he's going after the...
Boy, but this many people gathering, if somebody wanted to turn every single world leader into a mutant, there would be no better place than to do it from the Statue of Liberty.
That sounds
You can
like...
say that again, Tom.
If I was an evil mutant, that's what I'd do.
So now the game is afoot. Everybody's suiting up. Wolverine gets into his black leathers. They're getting into their sweet X-Jet. They've got to fly to stop Magneto. So they're on their way, and here's where we get that great quip that I had to explain, that I forced upon all of those old high school kids when I was a wee lad and I saw this movie.
About the yellow suit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when Cyclops is saying yellow spandex.
That's what she wears. Yellow spandex.
Wolverine, he likes to wear his Canadian tuxedos. He's
I remember
a
that
denim
line
man.
got a laugh in the
Yeah.
theater when I saw this.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous, the idea that you could actually like portray these comic book characters book accurate on the screen wearing their outfits.
No,
But now-
not till we have a merc with a mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and we needed
A
that.
certain merc with a certain mouth who changed everything.
Now, as a fan, I have been thoroughly serviced, and I like it.
Got a full-service fan job the last time I went to the theater.
And back then, the comics started emulating these movies where, like, the X-Men for a while started wearing, like, black leather outfits in the comics and stuff because movies were the main cultural.
Yeah.
You know, I saw a trailer for
Yeah, it actually
Thundercats.
confused my kid when I show him the comic. He's like, "Why is Wolverine wearing this yellow suit?" And I was like,
That means he's into
"This
piss
is his
play.
real suit. Shut up."
Wolverine's got a hanky.
No, Wolverine is shirtless in jeans in a forest. That's my Wolverine.
He's like Putin. He's virile.
Vera like Putin?
Yeah.
He rides bear.
Oh yeah, have you seen those pictures of Putin like shirtless riding a horse and stuff like that? in the
That's a pretty
wilderness?
gooey guy.
Yeah, he's kind of gooey.
He's definitely gooed up in the past few years.
Yeah, he's good
yeah,
up.
he was always like even when he was fit, he was like a barrel chested. You know, looked like a 1930s strong man.
Sharp nose, like a hawk. Like hawk.
Ben
Made
iron.
from strongest Russian goo.
Adamanti goo. Unbreakable.
I'll send you to Gulag.
You guys, this is why Russia attacked our podcast
That's
and deleted our Russia. This is stuff like this.
We're not going to give them the chance this time,
No.
though.
No,
We've got-
Mikhail's not coming back.
Anti-hacking measures in place this time.
We put up a firewall.
Yeah.
So we're running out of time here before this whole studio burns down.
We're taking you with us, Russia.
So off they fly in this. This is a pretty sweet jet. Would you want to have a jet like this? I don't know where I'd park it, but if I had a basketball court that I could fly out from underneath of.
I
Yeah,
hear
I mean, it has hover capabilities, so it's kind of everything. That's
you always hear that like a yacht loses like half its value the first time you take it out on the open ocean.
I hear that.
And
I just wish
Yeah.
I could go a day without hearing that, and I almost did,
always,
Mitch. Thanks.
Always. But that's
quit
why
reminding me about my bad investments.
I mean, just imagine what one of these one-of-a-kind stealth jets sets you back. And, I mean, the maintenance has to be astronomical. The fuel costs have to be off the charts.
Yeah.
I'm glad I don't have one like that.
Yeah, the fuel costs.
Yeah. I'm glad I just have a simple prop plane that I take out on my missions. And I use my parachute. And it's fine.
I have my phantasmagorical flying chopper.
What do? You jump out of your plane with your parachute, and it just
It just
safely
crashes.
glides to a soft landing.
It's like Grand Theft Auto. That's one of my favorite things in Grand Theft Auto is just jump out of your airplane that you're flying and
Yeah.
it just crashes into a building.
They go for a good long ways too.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So yeah, they're taking their plane, and they need some cloud cover. And Storm gets to use her sweet powers, like on it, and she makes
I
it a
can
little
do
cloud.
this. This is my thing. She makes
You
the
guys
clouds
need
come
bad weather?
in. Yeah. That's kind of my thing.
Yeah, I'm
She-
gonna make it misty out here.
It's nice and stealthy. They
Gonna fluff.
they
Play
come
Misty
in.
for me.
Magneto can't detect them.
He can't attack what he can't see.
Everybody gets to use their powers. Super cool in this battle against Magneto.
Yeah. So Magneto knows they're coming. He has a pretty great little monologue to Rogue here, where basically he's like, "Oh, you're going to be part of something bigger. I'm going to blah 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 blah. Yep, to do. I'm a bad guy."
Yeah, he thinks he's so cool. Yeah, his whole thing is he's going to transfer his powers into Rogue, and then she's going to power this machine, and she will die for the greater good, and it will be a great sacrifice. She'll be a martyr to the cause, and she should be very pleased with that, and all the world leaders in the world will change into mutants.
Yeah, it's a flawless
Does
plan.
Logan fight Mystique here?
Yeah,
This-
so
They
Yeah.
go through the gift shop, and she's pretending to be a statue.
so they're going in looking around. They go past this big Statue of Liberty, And here we get Mystique's telltale sign here. She opens her eyes. They're all yellow. She's looking around.
It's the Thriller thing. It's Michael Jackson at the end of the Thriller video where he blinks with the yellow eyes, and you're like, oh,
oh, my.
oh, he was a monster.
It wasn't just a movie.
Yeah.
Vincent Price would have been good in this movie.
Yeah, he could have been Magneto.
Yeah, totally.
Those
If they made it in
mutants,
the
I don't-
70s.
I don't trust those mutants.
What an interesting metal you're made of. Oh, I can't do one either. I need to calibrate, listen to him a bit first.
Yeah. But now we're getting into the climax. There's some sweet mutant on mutant fighting action. Mystique, they get ambushed. Toad knocks Rogue down an elevator shaft, and he spits on Cyclops' eyes or something like that.
Yeah, he's got gross loogie powers.
Yeah, so-
he spits on Jean Grey's face, and he's suffocating her.
Yeah. Cyclops comes and blasts her and frees her, and so they're busy with Toad.
Some good precision on his eye lasers.
Yes.
Totally. He dials it back a little bit. He's got a little knob.
I remember what they would say
He
is
is a
that
knob.
He's a knob.
Cyclops'
A bell end.
laser powers are precise enough to shoot a hole through a penny and powerful enough to shoot a hole through a mountain. And one thing you might not know about Cyclops' powers is they're not lasers. They're actually like psionic blasts.
So like mind bullets?
They're like, I think they're like sound waves or something.
That's what his brother Havoc has too, right?
Yeah, and they're like tied together, kind of.
Oh,
Is
okay.
Havoc a bad guy?
He's a good guy now, I think. But he
all
started
right.
off in the Brotherhood with
I know
Magneto.
he did beats for Mobb Deep.
Yeah. He was a bad guy. He was the
Prodigy
villain.
was the rapper, right?
All those guys were inspired by Marvel Comics. Always rapping about Bruce Banner, this.
Oh, yeah. Ghostface is Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Method
Yeah.
Man is Johnny
Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze.
Getting that Bruce Banner, that was slang for marijuana, like really good sticky green marijuana. You were getting that Bruce Banner.
Gamma rays. Need more red
Yeah.
green lights.
Yeah.
Green lights.
Green light gamma rays.
Psionics.
So yeah, there's a fight.
Banner.
And now
I'm Bruce Banner now.
Yeah.
it's all in the mind. Just close your eyes, look inside yourself, see the green light. Now you're Bruce Banner.
Sun's getting real low.
You're the Hulk now.
Real dark. Yeah. Toad fucks Cyclops and Storm up. He just like totally kicks their asses. He's got like a staff and he's just like bashing them in the head. And,
Yeah, Ray Park is.
yeah. He's doing his martial arts.
Darth Maul.
Yeah, he
Wow.
looks good while he's doing it. He moves really well.
Wolverine's fighting
You
Mystique.
got to know how to use a bow staff.
Mystique is
It's the most useful thing.
Well, there's one everywhere.
Yeah.
There's always a broomstick or a shovel or something you can use
And
as
it's-
a big long stick
and
around.
it's cool, and it looks painful to get hit with one.
Sure. Hell yeah. So now Mystique has turned into Wolverine, and now we get a Wolverine on Wolverine fight, and it's cinematic as fuck because most of it takes place in this red lit, close hallway. There's like chains hanging off the walls.
She tries to deceive him. She like
That's
disappears.
pretty brave on her account, man.
Yeah.
Like you just you should run.
Yeah.
You can't go toe to toe against Wolverine.
She kicks his
can't-
ass for a good chunk of it,
She's
though.
a good fighter. She does like some weird
But
like
how are you going to beat him? He's unfucking killable.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe they don't know about his healing powers yet, but somebody's got to
She
do
should
it.
know.
And Saber, she should know.
can trick him. She tries to trick him. She does like some weird alien skittering too, which is cool. Where she just like skitters up a wall, like up a pipe.
Yeah, she like
away
goes
from
up
him,
backwards.
and she turns into.
She's like, let Jesus fuck you.
yeah, yeah. She's doing
Plunge
the
your hands
spider
into me.
crab walk. She eventually, maybe she realizes that she's like, oh, I can't beat him this way. So she turns into Storm and tries to trick him that way. Where she's like, come on, we have to regroup with the others, but
There's just one problem.
you're not with the others.
You're not part of the group.
He stabs her
Right in the chest.
How did he get that? It was her. What
His
smell?
smell,
The old
I think.
sniffer, yeah.
Yeah, it must go. Maybe
He's like,
she
I
can-
know Storm's tornado pussy
Yeah.
farts anywhere.
She's like, you,
Storms look queefing around the mansion all the time.
Mystique, you might be able to turn into a man capable of producing semen, but you can't change your scent. Not from me. So,
I know your
you
scent.
there's always going to be that little thing with mutant powers, I guess.
Storm's on her period today. I know that's not you.
Wolverine's
Logan,
charting.
do you have to talk to me about this at lunch?
Wolverine's got like a Hilroy notebook just charting everyone's cycles. I know all the X-Men's cycles.
I used to work with this guy. He was just the weirdest fucking guy, and we made so much fun of him. But he would say stuff like that, and he's like, "I can smell when any woman is on her period."
Oh, maybe he was a super
And like,
smeller.
maybe you can, but don't say that. You fucking weirdo.
That's your mutant power. You're like Wolverine.
So yeah, they've kind of overcome everybody, and then they go inside. When they're going against Magneto, they go inside. Magneto's really smart to have this whole thing inside a giant piece of metal.
Yeah.
Just gonna say that. He's a bit of a tactical and strategic genius.
Their plan ends up pretty stupid because after they beat Toad and Mystique, they're just like, I guess we just go attack Magneto now. And he just like instantly clamps them all against the walls.
Did we say how Storm beat Toad?
Oh, no, famously we didn't. We famously didn't say
You know
that.
what happens when a toad gets struck by lightning? Same thing that happens to everyone else, man. Just green lights, okay?
I don't mind it. I don't mind
toad
that
goes
life.
flying into the Hudson River. It's wonderful.
And her entrance, her reappearance during this
Yeah.
Toad fight is sweet. The elevator door dings open.
Yeah.
It's just swirling with, wind and papers, and she just levitates up with her, with her queefs.
Because, of course, at one point, Toad beat her down into the elevator shaft, only for her to reemerge
Yeah, and
like
then
a phoenix.
blows him out, and he's just hanging onto the rail by his tongue. So
Man, a couple days ago, Halle Berry posted on Twitter. She's like, "Everybody drop your favorite rap songs where I mentioned." And there's like a bunch of famous ones, and it's like Missy Elliott is one of them. It's like, "Don't I look like a Halle Berry poster?" Or whatever.
yeah.
But then there's like E40 has one, and he's like, "Halle Berry's on my bucket list. I want to bury my face in those pussy lips."
Well, she's
There's just like all these disgusting ones, and it's like, was Halle Berry aware that
yeah.
Did she want all?
This might have been a mistake, Halle Berry.
she's looking so good, and she's always posted thirst traps and shit online. And
Yeah, she's a gorgeous lady. And always was.
seems like just a really cool hang.
Yep.
I love her.
Yeah, and she's been in a bunch of movies that I like.
And
movie.
has she revealed bosom in a movie? Yes.
Yes.
In Swordfish.
With
and
Hugh Jackman.
In Monsters Ball, I think. She has multiple times.
That's that's Mitch, Mr.
Yeah,
Skin
Mr.
McIsaac
Skin.
over there.
So if you're curious, yes, the answer is.
Oh, he's Mr. Skin. I thought he was Mr. Skin Flute.
I'm Mr. Skinlog.
Logging on to MrSkinflute.com. That's where you get to look up all the actors who hang dong in movies, right?
Yeah.
For those who don't know, that was all the rage back in the day. It was
Where can I see William Peterson's dong?
there was
To live and die in L.A.
You get some nice silhouette.
yeah. Oh
Oh, it was more than silhouette. We saw the contours. I counted his pubic hair.
yeah.
Stay tuned for that one. That's
Get a
coming
nice
attraction.
look.
7 pubic hairs.
All right. So, yeah, Magneto gets the drop on all of them. He bolts them all to the wall, and they're all stuck. Wolverine's got his claws pressed up against his chest. Cyclops has his visor's been removed, and he's faced against Jean Grey. So
Yeah.
everybody's all pinned down. Storm can't use her lightning powers because they're in a big copper conductor.
Wolverine
thought of
can't
everything.
use his claws. They're pointed at his own chest. Short-sighted because Wolverine's a man. He will use his claws to escape.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gay if you penetrate yourself.
No.
Yeah, Magneto gives another villain speech here, and Wolverine's like, "You're such a piece of shit. If you were really so righteous,
Yeah.
you're so full of shit.
Kind of a good line. It is a little true.
It would, if you were really so righteous, it would be you in that machine."
Yeah, Magneto not willing to sacrifice his own life for this cause. He wants to sacrifice Rogue.
So did they evict all the immigrants out of the Statue of Liberty's head before they did this fight scene? Or
They
Yeah.
must have.
They just threw all their boxes of clothes out onto the lawn there.
Yeah. Wolverine escapes by stabbing himself.
Pretty cool. He does this.
He,
I think he sounds cooler than that.
it's
That's
it's like
exactly how Hugh Jackman sounds.
that was him and Les Mis singing.
So yeah, he frees himself, And he goes to fight Sabretooth, and it is on. It's on like Donkey Kong. This is
They
all
duke
over
it
the
out.
trailers.
This is a return to fighting in the Statue of Liberty's head. This happened in Judge Dredd, which we covered previously on the High and Low
Weird.
podcast. So it's kind of a thing.
I guess so,
Much
yeah.
like some actors return, some locations do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I went to visit there, I don't think we were allowed to go up inside it anymore.
Oh, probably because of this movie. They're like, everyone's trying to do the Wolverine in here, stab themselves.
Yeah.
They keep trying to
turn
circle
Manhattan
around.
into mutants.
Yeah.
They keep trying to circle around the Statue of Liberty's head horns, spikes, whatever those are on her hat. And they keep falling to their death.
You were like,
They don't have adamantium claws.
I just want to do a Judge Dredd in there. I don't care at all about X-Men. But they still
Oh,
wouldn't
Judge
let
Dredd. Okay, right
you.
this way.
You're allowed, yeah.
Use this elevator, sir.
Law.
So it's a pretty sweet fight. Wolverine does a cool thing where Sabretooth punches him off of the head of the Statue of Liberty, and he catches himself on the spikes and rolls all the way around.
I don't care for that maneuver.
We all love that in this studio.
I don't believe that would happen in real life, and I don't cotton to it. If a man really had laser eyes and knife hands, I don't believe that would happen.
But yeah, he eventually gets the best of Sabretooth, and they toss Scott's visors, or they free everybody, and now they need to stop Magneto. He's got Rogue in the machine. It's spinning around, and its glowing orb is getting closer and closer.
And they all use their powers in concert here. First, Scott wants to go up because he's such a hero, but he could die, and they might just need him as a last resort to laser blast everyone into oblivion. So Wolverine's like, I'll go up.
It's hypersonic blast.
Yeah. It's not lasers.
Not lasers.
Jean's gonna lift Logan up with her brain powers, and then Storm's gonna lift him up with the wind. Then Jean's gonna steady him with the brain powers.
Yeah.
And then Scott's going to, obviously, once Wolverine gets up there, Magneto's just like, you're made of metal, you can't even hurt me. And then Scott will shoot him with lasers, and they all work together as a team to kind of get in a scenario. Where
Yeah.
It's a pretty good team working contrivance.
Not
Yep.
bad.
They've come together. So Wolverine's up there, and Magneto's all weak, but then he's just strong enough to control Wolverine and stop him from freeing Rogue.
Yeah.
But Scott has a shot. I've got a shot. I can take it. I'm going to take it. And he,
Don't do it. Oh,
he
do
blasts
it.
Magneto.
Take the shot.
Just kills him dead.
They save all those people from becoming mutants.
Yeah. Thank God.
Could
I
you
feel
imagine?
like you can't miss. If you're aiming with your eyes.
Yeah, right where you're looking is where it goes.
It's a good point. Unless he's
If
got,
it's
like-
going at the speed of sound, I mean, it's faster than a bullet.
That's
Oh,
true.
yeah. So if he has...
Or no, bullets are faster than sound in a lot of cases.
So if
but-
it's sound waves, he shoots slower than laser blast. That's not as cool,
yeah,
actually.
that's actually slower than light.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
I don't like that.
That's
Yeah, he
lame.
sucks.
And for that
I'm
reason,
glad
I
he's
must
dead.
say no.
Yeah. I wish he wasn't coming
Yeah.
back in the new
Yeah,
X-Men.
it's a no
movies.
from me, dog.
But they've saved the day. They go back to the X Mansion. Wolverine, he's got some answers. Sorta. I don't know. Professor X didn't really come up with too many good answers for him. He's like, oh, go check out this vague area that you actually just
We're
came
already
from.
in. Yeah. It turns out that there might be a laboratory somewhere in northern Canada, which is where Wolverine started the movie out in, only to come to Westchester, New York, and really Xavier just sidetracked him big time. He was already on the right track.
Yeah. But away he goes. He steals Scott's motorcycle again. Rogue, she's going to be just fine. She has a shock of gray running through her hair now from Magneto, and
Love that look for her.
it looks great.
Skunk look.
But gets to be a kid. She's with kids her own age.
Stinks.
You're like Pepe Le Pew.
But here we find out Senator Kelly, he's on TV giving a speech. He's got plans. And then, good thing they're recording it. They pause it, and the eyes turn yellow. It's Mystique.
Yeah, it's Mystique.
Mystique.
Unbelievable.
And they unpause it, and the eyes stay yellow for like another minute. It's like the
Yeah,
most
it's pretty
ob-
obvious.
It's a
Yeah,
big
it is
tell.
the straight thriller look.
It's kind of Mystique's kryptonite.
Yeah.
So they've won the day, but the war is far from over. We go to Magneto in his Magneto cell. I love this thing. It's just solid plastic everywhere. It's got plastic little jetties that go up and, provide a walkway for you to get to.
It's pretty iconic looking. This is where the next movie makes good use of the set too. X2. It starts off with him in there, but Professor X shows up to play chess, and it's great. They're playing chess. They're having a little quip off against each other again, like, "Oh, you do still have hope?" And hope. I like hope.
What are they going to do if they pass that stupid law? Does it keep you up at night, Charles?
I feel a great smell.
Doesn't it ever wake you in the middle of the night? The feeling that one day they will pass that foolish law and come for you and your children.
I feel a great swell of pity in my bosom for anyone who comes to challenge my children.
Who comes knocking on my door looking for trouble?
The war is still coming, Charles, and I intend to fight it.
We are still the future, Charles, not them.
And I will be there to fight you. Yeah.
We'll always fight you and I.
Have fun there.
Okay.
Wrapped in plastic like his grandma's couch.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is. X-Men. That movie was fun. All right, that was 2000's X-Men, directed by Bryan Singer. Well, so I like that movie. We're gonna talk about another movie next week, Nightbreed,
with equally freakish weirdos with equally hearts of gold.
Yeah, but until then,
Equally hearts of gold. Sure.
thank you for listening to the High and Low Movie Show. If this has been something you like, why don't you rate, review, subscribe us, all that. Send us a message on all the socials at High Low Movie Show. And if you have anybody, if you really like this, why don't you tell a friend? You've got a friend, haven't you?
Freaks like us gotta look out for each other. Why don't we all listen to the podcast?
It's hard for freaks to find friends these days.
Do you have any friends who...
Or don't you?
Just tell us. Just tell them about the podcast.
Just fucking do it.
All right. Until next time, where we're talking about Nightbreed. Thank you for listening to the High and Low Movie Show. I'm Vonn.
I'm Mitchell.
I'm Lou.
Smell you later.
Hi.
No place to hide, no place to run, no place to